statement. Thank you.
I'd like to start off by thanking Mr. Chappell for his 20 years of service to our county. That's an incredibly long time to serve in one capacity, and he has certainly had an impact on many decisions. Second, I'd like to thank my wife, Jamie, my daughter, Harper, and my son, Zach. They sure have been very supportive during this process. I'm running for the opportunity to serve you as your next councilman and sit in your seat on the county council. The person you elect does not own this seat. It is the people's seat, and your representative should look out for all the interests of all the citizens in that district. While we don't have term limits on county council, I believe that after 20 years of sitting in the same seat, sometimes elected officials start feeling like they own the seat instead of the people that elected them, and worry more about garnering support from special interest groups. As your next county councilman, I can assure you that I will stand up for all citizens in the district and not just a select few. Due to the fact public service has always been important to my family and the employers that I've worked for, I was first elected to the Fort Mill School Board in 2002. For the past 3 years, I've served as chairman. I'm very proud of what we have accomplished over the past 10 years. The school district and county budgets are comparable in size, but with the change in school funding and negative impact of the recession, school funding has been decreased to a much greater magnitude than the county budget. In fact, we had to make up $5.4 million in revenue loss just 2 years ago. However, we've assured quality education programs and facilities in the midst of tough economic times, while at the same time ensuring that there was not a negative impact on taxpayers. During my tenure as chairman, we have worked hard to ensure that taxes have remained low during some pretty tough, difficult economic conditions. However, county taxes have been increasing. In fact, Mr. Chappell's own campaign website even brags about the fact that taxes have only increased on an annual basis by 1.5% to 3%. I think most folks would agree that raising taxes is a bad thing. However, I feel the county could avoid raising taxes by expanding the tax base through better economic development. York County is lagging behind others. Our council must devote more time setting goals, following up monthly to ensure progress is being made. There also needs to be better coordination among all groups that work on bringing new business to the county to make sure that they are on the same page. And finally, we need to engage our local legislative delegation to ensure that our county has the tools so that we can compete with others across the border. If we had a larger tax base, Sheriff Bryant and others wouldn't be telling Mr. Chappell and the council that they are losing deputies and good employees due to the fact that county employees have not gotten a raise the past 3 years. At last week's budget meeting, Mr. Chappell actually asked the question, does a raise really help? How can you look folks in the face that put their lives on the line for us every day when they put the uniform on and ask if a raise helps? Especially given the fact that you failed to sufficiently grow the tax base during your watch on county council by always saying no. Mr. Chappell likes to brag about all the things he has said no to, whether it's saying no to raises for our deputies, no to economic development, no to adequately building our tax base. What he is really saying is yes to higher taxes for you and me, because we don't have a tax base to support his 20 years of growing county government. So what happens when you have a councilman who isn't minding the store? Few new companies, a decrease in tax base, and rise in unemployment. For the past 6 months, I've been attending our county council meetings to understand why unemployment is so high and why we can't lower everyone's taxes by increasing our tax base. And this is what I've witnessed: poor leadership, council members belittling and demeaning county staff and berating each other. And for Mr. Chappell to have called another councilman Hitler simply because he didn't disagree with him, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's now clear to me why our county is stagnant. Decency and civil behavior will pave the way to economic improvement in York County. We can lower taxes for residents and businesses. The answer is very clear. We have to attract quality companies to York County. That doesn't get done when a councilman repeatedly references Hitler and ends civil discussion. I think there's a better way. If you agree with me, then I ask for your vote on June 12th.